Everything you are about to witness is for entertainment purposes only.
There's a laser right here telling them where to get tackled. Literally right here. Laser. It's gonna flash. Look, it's flashing right there. This is where he's gonna get tackled. Right on this laser. Boom. Oh, ball goes down. Huh. The fuck is that, NFL?
All right, y'all. We at 85 southbound, mile marker 11. What's up, Caden? Check it out. We had to make the tic-tac. We got some lumber we're gonna pick up today. See if we can go and get it out the road and then we'll get it picked up. We'll get back with y'all after a while.
No, guys, I wasn't gonna do a food review today, but I just want to show you what's being served at school today. We got this, the colors. I don't really know what's going on with it. The cheese, school cheese. Yeah, I'm not too sure. This is our salad. At least it's a salad, but the croutons are really soggy. So, just want to let you guys know. Have a great day.
If you consume Mary Jane, then this is for you. I'm an Uber driver, and I just had a really chill dude in the back seat who ended up catching up with one of his homies who they both spray and grow or something like that. That's what they were talking about in the back seat. They spray stuff on plants because they were talking about the nugs and the different mixtures that they use and the milliliters versus the 50-gallon dram and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I guess somebody at their dispensary or grow facility fucked up and sprayed way too much of a chemical on the plants, and they got like this brown ooey gooey gunk all over them. They said it was like a shell that was covering the nug of just gross gunk. And you know what they did? The manager made them turn it into pre-rolls.
What in the world is this out of the fucking? I mean, that's either going to be amazing or absolutely horrendous. We're going to find out. Oh.
Alright, real quick, this is not proof of anything. I just thought this was very interesting. So we all know who that guy is. And apparently a photo was taken in Tel Aviv of this gentleman the other day. So I asked AI to add a beard to this guy with some sunglasses, and this gentleman above me is what you got. What do you think?
So, does somebody want to tell me what kind of snow melts like this? Look at it. It's like rubbery. It's crazy. Look at the film on top of the ice. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me what kind of snow melts like that. It's crazy. Look at this. It's on all of it.
East treasure trove.
Player. Oh, them things is made to be pee-peed on. Made to be pee-peed on. And that you put them in the toilet, and people pee-pee on them, and it makes the toilet not stink. It deodorizes the toilet and everything. But for you people who don't care to eat stuff out of the toilet, this is your daily reminder to brush your teeth twice a day, every day, for a pretty white smile. Anyway, y'all have a gooder.
Bro, I couldn't figure out a better fucking hobby than to sit here and mess with these pile of fucking shit tractor motor. I mean, what the hell was I thinking, man? I could have been out fucking,
38 years on this earth, and I just learned this.
There may be many answers to that question, but we know there's only one.
The reason why this generation is so soft is because they haven't heard this. You heard?
Nah, fool, like, you just gave a whole generation PTSD right there. A bunch of people were like, shit, real quick. Nah, yeah,
So my mom was eating a molten lava cake from Chili's, and she found this in her molten lava cake. I don't know what they are. I'll get a better footage for you. Like, right here, they feel like plastic. What is this? Like, what are these? Does anyone know?
So you mean to tell me you can't even cut your own crust off your bread now? And you want $5 just for you to cut the bread off of, or the crust off of me? Tragic.
Y'all ever spell a word right, but then that shit still be looking weird as fuck?
So I asked my son, hey son, do you know what this is? He looked me dead in the eye and said, I don't know what that is. I'm like, that's a TV. He's all, that's a TV? I'm like, yeah, it's a box TV. And he's all like, I've never seen one. I'm like, you never seen one? You never seen one at your grandma's house? No, you never seen one? He's all, no, I've never seen one in my life. I'm like, in your life? Damn. We're hitting unk status, man. We are hitting unk status.
Hello. Hi, how you doing? Morning.
Representative Tom Massey says that he just received a flash drive with the entirety of the Epstein files, unredacted. He has claimed that they're all on it. All the politicians, all the media members, all of the world leaders, and that Epstein himself was not just a leader of a PDF ring. He was actively blackmailing them for power and stature. And Tom Massey has said himself that if he were to bring these public, that it's going to bring down the entire system. The world as we know it is going to change, and I honestly cannot wait to see it all burn.
A real quick question, where are the unredacted Epstein files? Oh, that's right. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said they can't be released because it would disrupt government operations too much. Excuse me for thinking that maybe pedophiles should be disrupted. Excuse me for thinking maybe they shouldn't be in the government.
Well, breaking fuck the news, it really is shocking to me that nobody's actually talking about the Super Bowl ad that was played with 8 Epstein survivors who bravely took upon themselves to get a Super Bowl ad that is asking the DOJ to release the rest of the files with a black smear mark over their mouth, which is a depiction of the redactions that are being made to protect these sick, nasty fucks. And what's perplexing to me is we can sit up here all day. I made a video just now, but I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to go see. We can sit up here and argue about Bad Bunny, Trump, ICE, whatever. But for women, 8 strong, brave, and powerful women have to go forward with a Super Bowl ad, which is not cheap, showing and begging the government to do something, which is also strange because Donald Trump watched the Super Bowl. He didn't speak. There's a clip of him sitting down watching the Super Bowl. So Donald saw the ad, and even if he didn't see the ad, we know some White House staffer said, hey, Don, I think you need to see this. You have no words to say for the first time I've ever seen in my 28 years of life, an ad calling out the government for a current issue that is currently going on. Now, mind you, there probably is some ads, and I don't watch the Super Bowl all the time. But to see this, to know that our administration absolutely does not give a fuck because they want to protect every single rich bureaucrat billionaire. This is how Rome fell.
How the fuck did we go from protect the children to those girls knew what they were doing?
Okay, so everyone in the US is showing how their bread does not dissolve underwater and is pretty much rubber. I want to show you Australian bread underwater. Alright. Straight away.
Hi guys. Well, did you figure it out? Pam Bondi is Donald Trump's Ghislaine Maxwell. Mind-blowing.
Jeffrey Epstein and his cronies created Bitcoin
so they can have transactional money that can't be tracked or traced. Don't you get it? Don't you get it?
And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero. Knew who was really behind Bitcoin. You would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it.
Can someone please explain this to me? How the fuck that shit growing upward? It's going up? Up? What? I ain't never seen an up sickle.
So come to find out, all you red pill, 4chan, alpha male, Reddit, fucking douchebags, you were just groomed by a bunch of fucking pedophiles. That's bad.
Luna, let's tell them how much our electricity bill was in China for the month of December. Ready? It was 47 RMB, which is equivalent to $6 American.
Anyone else curious as to what happened to the Venezuelan president and his wife that we kidnapped? Just me?
What in the fucking dinosaur blockbuster did I just run into? Please take only one movie. What? Come here, Slumdog Millionaire. And you're not getting this back. Taking this to the crib, thank you.
So the boys found a whole ass camp down here with stuff that's been stolen out of my house, y'all. That's my old laundry hamper. Pasta out of my pantry. There's somebody living back here. We have his debit card.
Hey, is your dad missing pics? He's got shit from the pics.
For real?
On the door.
Oh my god.
So much weed.
This is from in our house too. And lots of pot. So, yeah. This is crazy.
Thomas Massey says he will go nuclear and reveal Epstein client names if Bondi and the DOJ won't unredact them. Fucking patriot. Oh my god. If you don't uphold the law, I will. Man. About fucking time, bro. If this shit happens, oh my god. Like, I am so happy to see this, bro. You have to, what's this here? You have to say that if Massey ran in 2028, he would win. He has, like, the problem with him is that I don't think that he aligns enough to, like, really get a lot of the Republican Party to vote with him, but he could probably also turn moderate Democrats if they run an extremist, so it's harder to say.
Guys, here's some news from other countries that we are not being told, but they are being told. One being that Germany has considered America unsafe officially to travel to. Canada doesn't consider our medical research valid anymore. They say that it is to be considered as untrue because of the political affiliation with our educational system. These are all alleged. Other countries think that we will no longer be having any other elections and that this is going to be how it is for the rest of our lives. Other countries consider us not a first world country anymore. based on freedom of press, freedom of expression, our education, our political freedoms. They don't consider us a first world country anymore. North Korea has stated that we are going too far. Let that one sink in. Romania is allegedly no longer allowed to ship anything to the United States. It is considered unsafe. And then this one really freaked me out. The Dutch have considered officially that Trump is more dangerous than Hitler. Let me know anything else that we may not be knowing.
How about we use AI to investigate the government and the pedophiles and corruption? You want to waste all my water? Why don't you put it to good use? You could clip that up. That's a motherfucking good idea right there. Hey, that AI you use to watch my carbon footprint and tax my ass? Why don't you use that to investigate pedophilia and corruption in the government and banking systems? See what you come up with. See what happened. Oh dear, we have a problem.
There's no income tax in America until the Civil War. An emergency one Lincoln pushed. After the Civil War, it's repealed. 1892, they try to have a peacetime income tax declared unconstitutional. Woodrow Wilson pushes through the income tax, the 16th Amendment in 1913. It's a 1% tax on the top 1% richest people in the country. It's not to tax the people, it's to go after those robber barons. Yeah. The Rockefellers, Carnegies, J. Paul Getty's, the Astors. It would be sort of like today that only Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and George Soros, that's what the tax is for. And so you had Taft pushing through a corporate income tax. And only the extreme wealthy owned corporate stock. So it was a backdoor way to get at it. Teddy Roosevelt was responsible for inheritance tax because only the extreme wealthy had an inheritance worth leaving. But finally, Woodrow Wilson pushes through the income tax, which is the 1% tax on the top 1% richest people.
While most Americans had to write a big fat check to the government today to pay their taxes, over 100,000 federal workers are not paying their taxes. In 2021, the IRS found that almost 150,000 federal workers owe about $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes. Over 5,000 of them work at the IRS and owe $50 million in overdue taxes. Even though the IRS can fire its workers that are not paying their taxes, only 20 people have been terminated. That double standard is something Senator Joni Ernst, Senate Doge Caucus Chair, wants to stop. She's introducing several bills aimed at cleaning up the IRS. One bill would require IRS employees to be audited every year and fired if they don't pay their taxes. But while the IRS is not catching the tax cheats on their own payroll, they are busy arming their workforce. Ernst is also calling out 10 million taxpayer dollars the IRS has spent on guns and ammo, stockpiling 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds of ammo, even 15 machine guns.
Can we stop calling wealthy people elite and start calling them the predatory class? I feel like that would just be more accurate. Is anyone else questioning why they're letting us see all of this now? Like, we were called crazy for pointing this stuff out 10 years ago, and it just feels like something much bigger is at play here. Because just think about this. They decide what goes out to the public. They decide what we see. And so many people don't have the stomach to accept what's actually going on, so then they fall right back into the illusion. While at the same time, they're pushing so much of this dark material out to the public because of the conditioning it does to your mind. They want to normalize this even further, because while everyone is talking about these files, there is something much, much bigger, much worse that they probably don't want us to know about. And just maybe, it's something that will affect the entire world.
Nancy goes home, she goes to bed, the ring goes off, okay? Shortly after the ring goes off, the pacemaker stops syncing with her phone. Everybody's sleeping, they wake up the next day. She's like a Christian woman, she was supposed to go to church, doesn't show up to church. So they're like, something is off, she's supposed to be at church. They go to the house, they find the phone, they find the car, they find the door, and they find that the Ring camera is missing. Time goes by, some news station gets a ransom letter that says, send us Bitcoin, but no contact information on how to set up the transaction. The neighbors say that there's like this white truck that was like sitting outside for like a week. They thought it was shady because like it didn't have like a business name on it. So they don't know if it's like, it could be the cartel. It could be somebody in the family that knows that she doesn't pay for the Ring camera because the Ring footage is gone because she doesn't pay for the subscription. That's the first red flag for me, is like, whoever it was, like, had to have known that she wasn't paying for the Ring subscription, that, like, the footage couldn't have been accessed. So whoever it was, like, had to have known that. You're gonna tell me that Ring doesn't secretly keep the footage somewhere? She's, like, supposed to take daily medication, too. And, like, has, like, limited mobility. Like, how did they just whisk her out there? And then 14 to 15 hours went by before they actually discovered that she was missing. So she could have got pretty far in 14 hours, right? Now there's, like, no people of interest. There's nothing. They don't know if it's the cartel, if it's an abduction just random, if it's they're looking for money, if it's something Savannah covered, like the news anchor, like maybe she covered a story and somebody was, like, pissed off. I don't know, but either way, she's just gone. Completely gone. And everyone's like, where's Nancy? No one could find Nancy. Isn't that weird?
Every ICE agent should be withdrawn from every city and every community that they're in. This organization has to be reformed from the top down. Secretary Noem needs to be fired, and every agent needs to be retrained. I mean, I was Attorney General in Kentucky, the top law enforcement official. The aggressive actions of ICE you don't see with any other law enforcement group anywhere. The idea that you don't need a judicial warrant to storm into the home of an American is just wrong. And we've got to make sure that this organization, in the way that it acts, is going to respect all of our rights. There is a body count of American citizens right now because of the actions of this agency. That should be enough to say we're going to take a pause, we're going to pull everybody back, and we're going to try to get it right. Every ICE agent should be withdrawn from every city.
What's that? Oh, a girl came on here talking about how she broke a bone in her hand, but 6 weeks later when she got her checkup, she had 0% healing because of something she was doing. Tell me more! Yeah, you won't believe this. This girl breaks her hand, they have to reset it and do all the things, and then she goes home. 6 weeks passes, she comes back, and there's 0% healing after that period. The doctor starts to question certain things about her lifestyle and asks her, for example, do you smoke cigarettes or do you vape? The woman happened to say, well, I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I'm still vaping. The doctor replied, well, that is why your bones aren't healing in your hand, because bone regeneration is put to a halt because oxygen and nutrient flow is reduced. And on top of that, it reduces osteoblasts, which are the cells responsible for generating new bone tissue. The scary part about all this is it actually prevents you from healing from many different things. Oh, goody.
Oh, hi, Pam Bondi. What are you doing with Keith Frankel? I have a couple questions for you, Pam. How much were the acting lessons? Do the Epstein victims that you cried with know that you're friends with Keith Frankel? Why was Keith Frankel and Jeffrey Epstein talking about body boxes on February 10th, 2010? You've read the files, so I'm sure you can tell us. If Jeffrey Epstein was such a monster, Pam, how come Keith went to his house so many times? One thing that was mentioned in the Epstein files is children being trafficked out of Ukraine. Keith Frankel and his family run a children's home that takes children out of Ukraine. You need to cut the shit, Pam. You need to cut the shit.
According to reporting today, Donald Trump's name appears in the unredacted Epstein files more than 1 million times. Yes, you heard that right. His name appears more than 1,000,000 times. Now, this statement comes from Democrat Jamie Raskin, who recently viewed the unredacted Epstein files. And Jamie has publicly stated now that Trump's name appears, like I said, more than 1 million times in the unredacted files. Now, we already know that Trump's name has appeared 10, 20, 30,000 times in the Epstein files that we have seen. And we've also seen that they have been redacting some very curious things, like, for example, the word don't without the apostrophe, which some have interpreted as being an attempt to redact Don T, or Donald Trump. Now, we're going to be seeing a lot about the Epstein files coming out in the next few days. I'm going to be staying on top of this for all of y'all. You know I've been on this since day one, and it is crazy. The co-conspirators that are officially being confirmed, the calls for justice from the halls of Congress. I mean, this thing is blowing up to a proportion that I didn't think it could possibly even blow up to. So just get ready.
Quick question for those of you who are married and don't fart in front of your partners. Who do you call when you shit your pants? Who do you call? Fucking Ghostbusters, dude? My husband shit his pants today. And I went into the bathroom with a Walmart sack and some wet wipes and toilet paper and jokes in hand, I made the situation better. Otherwise, he's just a 35-year-old who shit his own pants today because he trusted a fart. Turned out, it was not a fart. I know. I was there. Because I'm a good wife. What are you doing, dude? My husband, he's changed my pamper after I had his kid. I'll fart right on his forehead, vibrate both his eyeballs at the same time, and call it a massage. I don't give a shit. We're in love. Huh, honey? Yeah, you heard it. Straight from the source.
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true. Conspiracy theorists are up something like 37 to nothing.
The moment Ricky Martin appeared, the message became crystal clear. This was the passing of the torch from the old to the new, marking the official beginning of Bad Bunny's reign as the new industry gatekeeper. Lady Gaga wasn't just randomly chosen for this performance either. While it might seem like they snuck a white artist in to keep America from rage quitting, Gaga played a much more important role in this ritual. She played the part of the High Priestess. In ancient and esoteric traditions, blue is a color often associated with the divine feminine and the Great Mother, which is connected to Isis. In esoteric rituals, the High Priestess provides the spiritual authority for the initiate. By wearing blue, she represents the mother figure of the industry, the one who had already been initiated, symbolically baptizing the new initiate in the industry's higher ranks. Essentially, she was leading this ritual, passing the symbolic torch from Ricky Martin to Bad Bunny. The third and final part of the ritual was the completion of the great work and the moment of ascension. Towards the end of the performance, we see Bad Bunny ascending on the power pose. To most, this moment was simply just a tribute to Puerto Rico's infrastructure, but in the language of the occult, it was telling a completely different story. This was meant to demonstrate the literal completion of the great work. He was positioning himself at the very top of the energy grid. In the occult, electricity is often linked to the lightbringer, the spark of life and consciousness, often described as a divine spark. The purpose of the great work is to power that divine spark so it could ascend and reach enlightenment. By standing on the energy pose, he positioned himself between the heavens and the earth, with the sparks representing the activation of his own divine spark. Symbolically, he was siphoning the focus of 100 million people and grounding it into the stage to feed off their energy. He wasn't just performing, he was being initiated into the highest orders of the secret religion that runs Hollywood.
Alexa, play Gasolina.